I just feel like I'm pressing the buttons of death, you know, the three beeps of doom, they call it on my car when things go badly. Okay, so you're going to need some elk hair. And I asked everybody when we sent these things out, do you have elk hair? And everybody said yes. Elk hair or deer hair. Okay. You do have in your kits this rainbow. Oh, you can't see that. You see that rainbow looking material in there?
Yep.
Okay. Flashaboo. Okay.
That's in the kit.
I'm going to use that. Yeah, it's in the kit. It's in a separate bag sometimes. Yeah, yep. You're going to need to get that out.
Mine's always.
I don't even want to think about what just,
have elk hair, huh?
what just happened. Why did this go away? It did. It went away. Damn it.
Hi.
It went away. It went away. I'm going to find it again. I'm looking at me. Come on, baby. Come on. Stop looking at me. You son of a gun. Countdown. What do we got this countdown stuff going on for? Oh. Close that. Close this. I don't believe that. Well, at least you got to look at it. All right. And if I can, if I have to, we will do this by visually, by talking through, and I'll take a picture of my camera and try and bring it up to date. What is happening now? Okay. I'm going to stop my share. I knew if I, there it is. Well, I can't believe this visualizer thing. Quit visualizer. Okay. And we're going to give it one more chance before I explode. Okay. Open visualizer. See what happens, baby. Come on back. Okay. Camera's looking really bad tonight. I think nice black screen. Can you guys see that? No, you just see me. You just see me going, oh, darn. Only that's not the words I'm using. Okay, that's there. Time to hit the camera with something.
You need a bigger hammer.
It's back on. Okay, put your hook on the vise quickly. We'll get this done.
It's back on.
I don't know. There must be some little microchip in there that's got a crack in it.
You might have a loose connection too if you got to keep tapping it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's a little chip. Yep, somewhere.
My nephew, the computer engineer, says they just do that sometimes.
It might be a Russian hack.
Yeah.
Well, it is a Chernobyl hint, so.
Yeah.
No,
we're on. So lay your thread on. I'm using tan. You can use any color thread you like, but we're going to use tan foam tonight. So I just matched it up with that tan and thread.
Well, I don't see what you're doing.
Up and down the hook. You can't. Oh, you're not shared. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Let's see if I can get this up, and I apologize. Share screen. There we go. I got it back, but you guys didn't see that, did you?
What?
There you go.
There you go.
No.
There you go, Jerry.
Okay. There we
Let's
are.
tie this one quick.
What's that?
We got it.
Yeah, you're good. Go.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just wrapped the thread base on the hook to begin with. Okay. And bring it down here to about the barb. Leave it hang for a second. Okay. And then what we're going to do is the pieces of foam that I sent out to you. They should be whatever hook width you have. And since some of you are going to use different hooks, measure that with the hook width and cut it that width. Okay.
Both of them?
Just take it vertically and make your foam the width of the hook gap.
The gap.
Okay. That's and then take the other piece and match it to it very nicely.
Other piece, I only got one.
Double it.
Okay, thank you.
How'd you get two? One. That's a shame. Try Jerry.
Yep.
Look in your other package. You probably have one in there, and you can
I got
use.
two tan ones in there. This one's a dark brown.
Mm-hmm. One tan and one dark brown. That's it.
No, I got the other one has two tans. This one has one very long dark brown.
Well, cut it up and match them up, buddy.
I will do it.
All right.
So you have a dark
I'll
brown
just
one.
slip it again.
So we got one tan and one dark brown.
Okay. I got two dark browns.
Yep. Anybody got a tan?
I'll send you a piece, Sherry.
Yeah, I got them both.
Trade him.
I had a brown and a tan.
Thank you, Denny.
You're welcome.
Jerry, do you have a light tan in the other one?
Yes, I do, but I just. But if I do that, then I won't have it for the other thing. I got two short.
Well, use some of the brown for the other one. Make them both brown and tan.
There you go.
Match it, mix and match. Thank you, Peter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay.
I decided I want to use my light color as pink.
Hey, it'll work.
In certain communities, that's acceptable.
Here's what the pink looks like.
Okay, are we ready to go here?
We are.
Okay.
We're born ready, Jerry.
Okay, more than ready tonight. Just start off with one here.
Oh,
okay.
You're using the big one?
Yep, and then I'm going to lay another one here.
Okay.
On top of that, evenly. The darker one, you can do it either way. And we're going to lay that down there. Now, one of the things that we're going to do with this is, then you see how it's sliding? It just won't stay still. Won't stay still. It's pretty hard to get it. So you have to do that. And then what I do is I'll take it and come underneath a couple of trips with the foam back and lash that down, then come back over, and that anchors it. Now it won't do so much. And then the next maneuver is crazy glue. It really works well. Yeah.
Crazy glue.
Or
That's crazy.
Zappa works well. The other trick I saw Charlie do today on that video was he put a little dubbing back there first and then put the crazy glue on it, and which that works too. But you want a little bit of this tail sticking out over the back. We'll trim that off later. Okay. He did take and utilize the back end and put a notch in it before we put that on there, which is probably the easy way to go. And I forgot to tell you that. So I'm going to put my notch in now. Okay.
Oh, I did too.
Notch both of them?
He notches just the top one. Okay. Just the top one gets notched. Let's take your color. There you go. You can see it better that way. Just the top one gets a notch. The other one gets trimmed. The bottom one gets a rounded end, or just cut off the corner ends. So it looks like a end of a grasshopper. I don't know why they have to notch it, but they did.
Tire signature.
Yes, I think somebody, whoever said that, I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That'll help catch the fishermen.
Yes. So before we start on the legs.
We got all this glue on there already.
What's that?
I said we put glue on. What are we doing?
You put just the glue on to hold that together. The foam. Okay. The foam is not going to stay still without some glue.
Okay.
All right. And you can find your little piece of fuzzy here, your chenille. Okay, and we can tie that in while the glue's setting. I'm going to tie it in this way and come up over it and go down and come back. And probably could have done that chenille, laid it down first and glued it, and that would have helped it. But I didn't. Too upset tonight with the camera to remember these things. And I'm going to take that chenille and wrap it forward. And I'm going to leave a little bit like two eye gaps behind the eye. Okay, eye width, and just stop that right there. Okay. And I'm going to work my way right back through that chenille. And you can do this in any variation you like. I'm going to give you, you have some different looking legs than I do right now. And I'm going to show you a trick with the legs that I like.
Yeah, legs.
So when you tie in your legs, I have a nice piece of round rubber leg here. Tie it with a little excess out the back and a lot of excess out the front. I'm going to take a couple of wraps and I'm going to take it and circle it around underneath, and I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to leave it lay there. Okay. Like that. Without cutting. And then I'm going to stop and let you guys catch up. I'll quit.
Missing legs.
You have to have lots of legs.
You got extra ones in the other packet, Scott.
Okay.
That's what I had to do also.
Okay. I thought my legs.
I'm beginning to think my numbering system was reversed.
Yeah.
I think you got it.
Run off. The legs ran off.
It probably did.
plenty of legs.
Don't worry, Jerry. I'll blame Mark for it.
It's
thank you.
shipping.
Yeah, some knucklehead did it.
Goes back to logistics.
Ooh. Hey. And you tied in the legs where? Right above the foam? Right on top of it?
Right between the light and the dark, Scotty.
Oh.
Right between the two. That's
okay.
That kind of makes a little notch in there and they fit in there.
Okay.
Okay. I know I had, before all hell broke loose tonight, I had a little something to hold my legs back out of the way, but right now I don't see it. So
just fold the loop over.
What's that?
The rubber loops. Well, all right. I don't have that problem, but need a bread tie or something. Piece of wire.
I use a piece of wire.
A piece of wire
works
bread
really
tie.
well.
You know, I had a nice piece of pipe cleaner that came on a setup, but I don't see it right now. So yeah, I'm going to grab some wire.
Paper clip.
And do this. Yeah, I've got some heavy duty stuff.
12
here.
gauge. 12 gauge.
12 gauge. I'd like to take a 12 gauge to my camera.
double odd buckshot, right?
Put all this stuff back out of the way. This leg set in the front, I'm going to cut it and put it under wraps too. Okay, get all this stuff out of the way in the back, and there's one more leg that's wanting to run away. Okay, one more. And when we do the Chubby Chernobyl, I'll show you a trick with the legs and the loop, because it's easier to handle them. So they're all out of the way now, and we can work with it. But I'll kind of wait till you guys catch up, because I know I've gone through that too quickly.
Oh, keep your legs
I'm
up.
good.
Okay.
In the one video I saw, Jerry.
Yes.
He used the hackle over the crystal flash over the flat.
Yep, I haven't forgotten that.
Okay.
I got
Hackle.
this coming.
I don't have no hackle.
Oh, talk to the shipper again.
Oh, need no stinking hackle.
No stinking hackle. I can get one.
Grab a hackle, because if you didn't get one, it's my fault. Mark had the last fault.
What color is the hackle supposed to be, Jerry?
Brown.
And I may have, we may not have seen that as a part of the recipe until we saw the videos, but I do like this idea. Okay, so you can run that through. Charlie does sometimes add things, and the one that we did may have left it out. I haven't looked at it.
Well, at Jack Dennis, the originator had the hackle in there too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Endorses. He doesn't call for it in the Amy's aunt in the recipe, but Charlie added that, which I kind of like. So if you have a hackle, you can put it in there. And then he's going to completely destroy it. So I don't think it matters that much. But if you have one, good, put it in and put it ready to go here. Because that's the next step. We're going to spirally wind. Whoa, move the camera. Good Lord, don't do that.
Don't touch it, Jerry.
What's that?
Don't touch it.
Yeah, I'm not even going to look at it. I don't look at the camera. I don't. If this thing's ready to pop, just so spirally wind that hackle forward, and it doesn't matter what size you put in, because you're going to trim it off. So the camera that hates me, but you have to abuse this camera to make it work. It's a pain in the butt. Okay, and just you'll be up there with that spiral. It looks like almost like the
Woolly bugger.
No, Olak ties them. The can't think of it.
Oh,
Help me out.
the Renegade, not the Renegade.
No. His fly, his favorite fly.
Crackleback?
Crackleback.
Yes, crackleback. Thank you, Scotty.
Yeah.
So you trim it off flat on the top, and then you come underneath, and you very carefully do this with your thread the heck out of the way, and just do a trim. So this is just a little spiky in here, but you don't want to get it super long. So be careful what you're doing. You don't cut your legs. And get this a little, there you go, stubby spike. This is what Charlie had it. Now, if you've ever watched Jack Dennis do this, he starts sneezing about now. And he's pretty funny video. He keeps forgetting to take his allergy medication before he does some of this stuff. But this is Jack Dennis fly. Okay. So at this point, we can undo the wire. And as Charlie says, it's reusable. Yeah. We're going to move that forward.
I didn't have one. I used this.
And I'm going to trim the excess foam out so it's out of the way.
Because I dropped one.
What's that? And this fly is really, you can use this in a very big hook to support a lot of tungsten items. It's kind of cool to do that. So I'm bringing it forward, down over the top of that. Rubber legs are in the way. If you have a spring on your vise, that's a good place to hide them if they stay. And if you do two at once in the same slot, they sometimes will. Oh, I just thought, and I don't know if anybody heard or know, but at the Phantomore Motel,
yeah, I saw that he was posted on Facebook.
Yeah, Maria has passed away.
Oh, geez.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's Maria has passed away at
there's
Knapp's Motel.
There's a memorial service, I think it's Saturday.
Yes.
At the hotel, at the motel.
Yeah, so we've lost Maria. She was such a delightful person. I just almost forgot to mention it. So at this point, what are we going to do? Well, I'm going to dig out some of that nice looking rainbow flash or not crystal flash, rather, and put it up on here on top. And you have enough to do probably 2 flies. If you use all of it the first time and then cut it in half, you'll be good. So we want that about like that, part way down, but not all the way down. And you can stack it and line it up, or you can just take a scissor and go for it and make it even over the back and lay that in, and a couple of wraps. And then cut that off pretty short, stubs, and save it because you're going to need it for the next fly you do. And that's kind of pretty stuff. I mean, the rainbow is a neat color. Now, everybody told us they had elk, or I sent elk to people that said they didn't. So I hope you can find some elk.
Put it in the backyard.
And
I used the stuff Denny sent.
Yeah, that was right off the animal. We got it.
Yeah.
So if you have Denny's elk or any other kind of elk,
it all works.
And or if you don't, you can use deer hair, because I don't think the fish will care.
Well, find a neighbor with a dog.
There you go.
So when you get that elk piece and you've got it in your fingers, start flipping it with your fingers, the stub ends, okay? And clean it out, because you'll have a lot of underfur in there, okay? Get that. Now that it's all over your lap, that's good, because that's exactly where we want it. Pull out your stacker, okay? Or if you don't have a stacker, you can use an empty chapstick tube. Works like a charm. Take it apart. It's got the same stuff. The stacker bounces a lot better sometimes. Get that evened up. You take it apart. There's the stubs sitting out there, all even, and you're going to drag them out. And then I've got about 20 times too much. So I'm going to separate that out, put it back in the stacker for later. Pick off and make, any of the wild stuff go away. And I want to put them on here just a little shorter than the ends of the crystal flash, okay? And if I lay it down over and take one easy wrap and the second hard wrap, and your thread breaks, and that's not good. So you have to get out your
cracking me up, man.
Your floss threader, and you cuss a little bit. There's this floss threader. What I really like is GSP thread for any kind of hair that you're going to flare. It allows you to pull hard enough. This other stuff that I have in tan is not GSP, but we'll get this together before I faint here. Okay, we're going to do that again. Now that it's slipped over, I'm moving it. Everything's getting moved. We're going to do that again. I'm going to put that back and try again with a wrap of the thread so I get it engaged on the fly. So I'm cleaning mine up. Yours probably doesn't have that problem, but I do. So I need to rewrap the thread on the fly and get it tightened up. That's what I'm doing right now. This is not normal step. Okay, trim the edge of the end of the thread. Okay, and oh, we lost somebody. You okay? I'm going to get my other elk hair that's still in the stacker and get it out. It's even. What's going on out there? Somebody falling off the chair? Okay, shorter than the normal. And bring it through and flare it. And then you can wrap through the elk hair as you do this. That way you get everything wrapped down. Set it on top. Make it flare a little bit and hopefully it doesn't break again. Pull that back up. Clip it short. Put this excess out of here. Wrapped around. Okay, lift up your front of your two pieces of foam and put everything together on top. The whip finish. No, you don't want to finish yet. What am I saying?
Putting dubbing on the front?
I want to put some legs up there. Excuse me. But you can whip finish that and then we can do the legs. So we're going to better do the legs. You better do the legs. That works.
Hey, Jerry, is there hackle or is there dubbing that goes over this or no?
Yeah, there was happing on the double underneath here. Yeah, I spiral wrapped some hacking on the dubbing underneath. Yes, I did. And then I trimmed it. Now you can whip finish again. I'm sorry, I forgot those legs.
Is this stuff supposed to go anywhere?
No.
It's what?
I got a bunch of dubbing in my package.
Which package?
We're making up for the ones we didn't put stuff in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you should have chenille in this package and dubbing in the next package. Is that Jack?
There was a peacock dubbing in a package.
Yeah,
Around the legs, the front legs and around the head there.
Yeah, it goes in the front.
I got peacock dubbing too.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
You could do that. Yes. I didn't get it in my package. So.
Weren't you a good boy?
I'll put
Well, you
some
didn't
on
give
there.
me any, Jerry, so I didn't give you any either.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know. I've seen it either way, but I don't think that, you know, it mattered. I'll put some on this one if it makes you feel happier. But I didn't get any peacock dubbing in my package. Either way, I didn't do some before. I think you've got the, I think you have the packages mixed up because there is a, I'm lying. There is some here. I'm sorry. There is some here and you pull this back. I forgot. I lied. There is some. There is some. I just forgot it and I didn't get it here. So I'll put it on. I'll put it on.
This flies to where?
I don't tie these every day, so, and I don't have a tutorial in front of me or a memory that's any good after this camera went to hell. So yeah, we can do that. And then you take it up between the legs with a little bit of the peacock dubbing up here. Okay. And then you should be able to, if you do it before you cut it, pull the dark foam back over and lock it in. And then whip finish over that. That's truly the Amy's amp. Okay. And I apologize. Forgot that. Yeah, there's not the fly I tie every
It's
night.
a rough night, Jerry.
We'll get it, you know, one way or the other.
It'll still make a good cork.
It should make,
yeah.
it should look like this. In other words, with it rolled back. I forgot it. Okay.
Bang the banks with it.
Okay. And then after you whip finish, it's take these legs loose, cut them about half the length of the shaft. And try to bring them down level so they stick out sideways, not up or not down when they're hitting the water. They should be there like that. And I'll let you guys catch up and I'll be right back. The clock's ringing here.
In the video, Bob, in the video I saw, he said that Pat Dorsey uses this on the South Branch all the time.
Oh, yeah. No, he's just, Colorado TU had a fundraiser. He donated a trip on the South Platte.
Yeah.
He got $2,500 for that.
I bet.
For a day.
Is that what you're going to charge, Scott?
That's what I'm charging.
No, I'll take it down to 2 only.
That his usual fee for a guide trip, or is that because he's taking the group?
It was a donation to the group, so.
It was a donation to the group. Dorsey gave them the money, or they gave Dorsey the money?
That's what they bid and got it for.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that was the bid.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, let's see if I can put this thing up right what it looks like. Time to trim a little bit. Get rid of excess elk hair. That's too long. That's too long. And some of that hackle underneath has got to be trimmed. These things will substitute for salmon fly. They'll substitute for a hopper. They, and they also hold up the droppers. They'll hold up two droppers, two tungsten droppers pretty well. I think
that's good.
I'd like to
substitute for a life preserver.
Yeah, that'll substitute.
I'm sorry, missed that question. What was that?
I said the size of this rascal, it could substitute for a life preserver.
Well,
it's a big damn ant.
Hey guys, I got to run, so I'm going to miss the next fly. And
see you, Bob.
You guys take it easy, and I don't have to have surgery. Woo!
Good. Yes.
Good. Excellent.
Right. And it's coming. Things are coming along, Bob.
Yeah. The doctor actually said, if you were my brother, I wouldn't let you go through his surgery. So he said, I'm good to go now.
He was not his brother.
Yeah, he said, just don't push it too hard for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Good. Good. So Bob, are you going to be joining us in May then?
I am. I sent Al the check. I sent him a text this morning letting him know. So
okay, great. Look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, we'll see you guys. Can't wait.
We'll talk to you, Bob.
Right. Yeah.
All right, take care.
Take
That's
care,
good.
Bob.
I'm glad you're walking good, Bob. That sounds great. Okay.
Hey, Jerry.
Yes.
While we're talking about checks, you might remind everyone we do have a sweepstakes going on.
Well, go ahead, Jerry.
I was going to say, if everybody there, if they have got the memo on it or the deal over the thing there, we have a sweepstakes going on there. There's a beautiful rod, a Orbis Helios 3F rod. We have a $250 gift card at the Driftless Angler, and we have a day's fishing hosted by none other than our president, Jerry Sapp, in the Fenimore area. So all of you go out there, because this is our annual conservation sweepstakes. It took place of the mail out raffle because we are now in compliance with Illinois law and everything like this. So it's 100% legal. Go out online, donate. Jerry, I don't know if everyone's got that. Could you send that link out to the mailing list here?
Yep.
I got it.
I got it.
I shall send it out to this mailing list. Yes. Because,
okay. Yeah. If you would, just in case.
Because Al and CJ would definitely benefit from getting it, and Bob and Quinn. None of those fellows are TU fellows. So yes, I'd love to send that out. And that's a good point. I'd love to take any one of you guys fishing. I hope you'll win it. I hope you win the rod, but if we get a chance to fish together, Mark cooked up some mean brats on that grill of his. So we could go out and we'll show you some streams you probably haven't seen before if you end up in third place. So don't feel bad. I've got some things in my back pocket you'd probably like a little bit to do. I can't wait to do it. And I've done it for, past several years.
It's not going to be brats, Jerry. It's going to be bacon wrapped fillets.
Whoa! Oh, sign up.
No,
Do I?
now it's first place.
Mark, do I get one?
What's that?
Do I get one, or am I eating brats?
Either way, it's a good way to go.
Now you're giving me ideas. Don't do that.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm just checking. Also, don't forget that White Pines is still going to go on until April 1st. They didn't put any big fish in this first stocking, but we're looking forward to finding some more stockings that'll happen, and maybe we'll get some of those bigger trout or the palominos coming in there with.
I went out to Apple River. They're a little bit bigger out there, not much, but they're not as plentiful, I don't think. I think they killed half of them when they dropped them off in the shallow water from the truck. There's a bunch of dead ones in there.
Oh, no.
But I did catch a giant, I caught a big fat 18-incher, and I thought that's what they threw in there, but it was not the case. So I don't know if that was a holdover. It was just one big one they threw in there.
A bonus fish, huh?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Anyway, please support our conservation effort. This is the only chance we have this year to do all the good things we do up there in the driftless area, to continue on that. It helps with the classroom and all that. So take the opportunity to go out there, drop a couple bucks in there, and opportunity to win some really neat prizes.
Yeah, it's pretty darn secure too. You know,
yeah, if you want a free one, you gotta get a printout and mail it to Montana if you want a free one.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath on it getting there.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other good news is that we finally put together the correct set of email connections. I'm sorry.
URL.
A little confusion. We had 3 people on there working with this, and myself. And guess who screwed it up? Me. I was the guy that screwed up the last one when I sent it to try to connect. It seems like the earlier connections were giving the Google people a little bit of a hassle, and they said, "Oh, that looked good." So if you earlier tried to connect and didn't like what you saw, be sure you come back. It's all corrected now, and it's very secure. So please give us another shot if you haven't already, and we'll be glad to have your entries in, and hopefully you'll be one of the winners. And at least nothing else, you'll be supporting the conservation efforts of what we do and what we send out. We have money going out for sure to the Blue River restoration effort this year, and we'll be sending out money to TU Dare, and looks like that we have some great other opportunities to spend some money on the kids this year, and we're going to be doing a little bit of help, so wherever we can, and especially we're going to be producing some more styles this year. So all those things help out in the driftless area, and also it's going to be enable your fishing access to increase. So we appreciate your participation. Thank you. And the commercial's over, and let's start another fly.
That was pretty good.
Oh, are we doing a new one or doing another one of these?
No, we're going. Let's do the number 22. Took an hour after we took all the trouble with the camera. I'd like to finish up tonight before midnight. So let's do this.
Okay.
We'll do the Chubby Chernobyl, and that's a number 22 on your program. Okay.
I started another one of these, but I'll put it away.
Yeah, and so we're going to wind this thing back all the way here. Nice tight turns and get a good base in the back.
What size hook you using for this one, Jerry?
Pardon me?
What size hook you using for this one?
With this one, it came in. What came was another 2 extra long, and looks like about a 6.
Okay.
But you can use an 8, a 10, whatever size you really think is appropriate. Okay. It's just a little long hook, 2 extra long. These things are always long to get lots of foam, flotation, a flotation device to hang on the top of the water, basically, so you can suspend your 2 flies underneath. You know, the hopper, the dropper, copper, whatever. This is the hopper part. So if you set this up, and you should have gotten some nice dubbing in there in your kit. And right now mine's full of other stuff that fell down here. But put a little dubbing wax. What? A little dubbing wax on the thread, and my gosh, that was a mess. Okay, don't go away. I gotta get rid of that mess.
Oh, the ice stuff, the ice dubbing.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of ice dubbing there, sparkly dubbing. And if you watch Charlie, he did this to begin with. He just put a kind of a ball back here, and then he's going to put the glue on it. Charlie Craven, okay, which I think is a great idea. And this is what I wish I'd done on the last one to show you. This trick, I like this trick. He's just going to glue it in place before he sets the foam on, which is a cool idea. Again, we're going to use, I have the 2 colors, the dark and light tan. If you have some other that you'd like to use, I think that's great, whatever you want to use in the color combination. Straighten mine up a little bit. Half, you have, you want to be about the width of the gap, okay? And my brown one's a little wide. I'm going to trim it down. And try to get them pretty much even. Set that out there. Okay. Where did my fly go? I had it. Oh, there it is. I'm looking for it. There we go. So we're going to set out the back end about the hook gap width on the end of the bend. Okay. So I'm going to come back over this, set this down before the crazy glue gets set. Okay. And pull it down and just hold it against that nice ball of dubbing. This is pretty much straightforward fly on this one. Okay. Oh, that's what they call it. Hello? Yeah. What? Okay. I tell Derry to order the pizza herself then. Okay, bye-bye. Sorry, granddaughter interruption. Okay. Okay. So if you have this about the hook gap width out the back, leave it there. Okay. And we're going to come in, and again, I'm going to pick up some different legs this time, and I'm going to show you that trick again with the loop, because it works out so much better. So if you take your nice little legs that you have there. And you put one on the far side to begin with. Okay.
Did you freeze, Jerry?
What's that?
Did the camera freeze?
No, I didn't freeze. I just went away. What happened?
He had a pause.
Didn't. Yeah, you know what? Let's see if the visualizer comes back. Sorry. Let's see what happens. There we go.
Okay.
Are we? Can you see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
The phone must have done it. The phone. Sorry. Thank you for telling me that. I didn't realize we did. I got
Thought
one.
you dozed off.
No, not usually.
In mid-tie.
Yeah, in mid-tie. So I've got that, and I've got it right in between the two slices of foam on that side. And then I'm going to lift that up and run it over the top of the hook and pick it up and wrap it so it ends up in between the two slices of foam on my side also. So I've got this sticking out with this loop, and that's what I like, to take the loop and just pull everything back, okay, in a minute. So we're going to use that to do that in just a moment. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is find some polypropylene, and you should in your kit have some of that. Or 23. No, no kidding. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. I have it here. Some of this white. Okay. And you can lay it down. Come over it a couple of times. There's the back end. There's the front end. Okay. And you want to be between the two legs. So that's what helps to figure out which way your legs are going. You've got the loop in the front, you've got the regular legs in the back. Okay. Now you know who's who. Okay. That's the trick that Charlie didn't show you on that. You following me? Anybody? Hello?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay. I'll just hold and wait till you guys catch up. So I've got the thread going over top of the polypropylene. And it's sticking forward and backward. The legs are forward and backwards, but I can tell which is which in this thing. And you'll be ready to go here in a second. The next thing to get out is that dubbing. So if you want to get that ready, if you're ahead. But I'll wait till everybody's caught up.
The rubber legs. There they are.
If you have that polypropylene and you're waiting, you can get into it if you have a catch like I do in mine. Just separate it out a little bit. We're going to fold that back that way. And we're going to put dubbing wax on the thread, pick up that nasty looking dubbing Put it on a little bit. And put a ring around this area with dubbing. It's going to help to hold that wing back. Okay. Now still don't cut this rubber leg yet. Okay. We're going to get rid of it in just a bit. But while it's like that, we're going to fold it all back one-handed. Okay. That's the trick. It's out of the way with that. And lots of dubbing here on this next move. So I've got that started. I'm going to pull everything back and start dubbing forward. And give a little bit more dubbing if I can find some. There we go. Dub this heavily in the center part. Let's see where people are at. Joe's hooking up. Jack, how you doing, Jack? You guys are still working. I'll wait. How's it looking? You guys caught up? Scotty's ready. Yep. Mark, you all ready?
Keep going. I'm getting there.
Okay. All right. Pulling everything back. You've got that out of the way. Now we're going to cut that first loop and pull down the other two pieces of foam. And I'm about, again, 2 hook lengths, 2 eye lengths behind the eye. And I'm going to wrap it. Tuck that foam down again. Pretty good. Okay. And do that a second time. The same stuff. We're going to put in the 2 pieces of rubber leg, 1 on each side. Far side first, probably. No, I'm going to do near side first. I can't handle that. Okay. Near side first, and then the far side. In the same looping condition, put that loop out front that keeps it separate so that when you run this thread between the legs, when you do the wing, the white wing, it helps it stay out of the way. That's the plan. Do that. Lay that wing on top. A couple of good loops on that. And now dub it. And if I can find some dubbing. And I'm out of dubbing on my end. Where did I put it? I'll grab some. I guess I used all mine up playing with this fly beforehand. So pulling all the legs back, loops forward, just go for it in between there. Pull the top wing back and dub it over the front wing. And keep them separate. That's the trick. And now you can take, if you have the same white wing that I have, separate it out. And you've got this mess. But it'll get better. Don't go away. Now, you can lift that up, put a little dubbing underneath on the hook itself. Bring it right up to the eye of the hook and whip finish. I have a nice leg right in the middle of my hook finish. That's good. There we go. And I wouldn't be surprised if you guys have them too. So you can separate them out. Find out where they belong, like that one. There we go. That's the worst problem with these flies is the legs, controlling those legs. And I'm going to cut the front off square. The back's already been square. And I'm going to glue the front two pieces together with some crazy glue and hold it. And the back too. And hold it. And hopefully they stay together. So wherever you are, let it go. And let me know when you're ready. Okay. Now I see I didn't get my back foam on that side close enough together. Be careful. I didn't get them even. So once they're glued, they're going to stay that way. So I'm sorry to say, but be careful. You get it right. When you get done with that, you're going to round off the corners on the foam, front and back, so that they're a little more lifelike. I'm going to shorten this one up a bit. Round it, round it. Like that. I'm going to take and pull these back and trim them. They say half the distance of the shank of the hook, and the same with the legs. And once you get that done, you can take a dubbing brush and pick out this fuzzy dubbing underneath till it suits you to be a little bit fuzzy, which is Charlie Craven's version of an enhanced Chernobyl, Chubby Chernobyl. I got one long hair here. There we go. So that's what the underneath of mine looks like. Really a fuzzy mess there, but that's what they called for. That's better. I like that better. These things will float like crazy. They're a life preserver. You know, a floating strike indicator, basically, that fish will hit. There's a lot of big fish out there. And compare this size with,
okay,
let's see, the size of that one, or the size of this one. There we go. There's the Chubby. Here's a bigger one. Way bigger. This is about a 6, and I think this is about an 8 hook, extra long. The Chubbies are really useful in Western streams when you have a lot of heavy current, and when it's going through fast, they only have one chance for it. You've got your nymphs below, you got this above, and they're going to be great. They work for you. They won't sink. Make sure when you use this, any material up here, it's not going to absorb water. Like, make sure it's polypropylene, high vis. This stuff is called high vis. That stuff does not stink. It comes a lot of different colors. High vis does. I have some white, yellow. I don't think it matters too much, except for the lighting conditions you're under when you're fishing this. So as you finish up, we have one more series next week. And it's going to be a stimulator, and it's a little bit heavy on a lot of materials on the list, but we're not going to use a lot of these materials that Kaufman calls for. This came from Randall Kaufman's book. This is his fly, and this is what he calls for, all these different things in the wings. It's a little bit overkill. So be aware that we're not going to do all those things that he calls for. We're going to use a little bit of them, and you've got a lot of the things that he calls for in your list, in your bag, but we may not be using everything he did call for, because it's overkill. It works out fine without doing everything he calls for. I've never seen a stimulator with that many things in it. I put it in there strictly because that's what Kaufman calls for. So don't get too worried. You have some of that, but not all of it. If you don't find all the materials, don't worry next week. It'll work out fine. Questions on this week?
Lots of variations of these two flies that are possible, and that I'm sure they'll all work. One of the things that I noticed is that on the two videos that we sent around on the Amy's Ant, the center portion of the lower foam is actually tied under. And I don't know whether that's good or bad. I guess if you have more foam on the top that's not compressed, it'll float better and hang on to more lead or tungsten or whatever else you got behind it.
I agree, Peter. I saw that both ways, and I like it with the foam on the top, because I do think it's going to float better. And I chose to do it that way. I tied it both ways, and I like Charlie's way much better than the other way with it underneath.
I thought Charlie
out here, this is a fly that.
What's that, Dennis?
Say out here, this is a fly that'll stand alone real well.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, you get into early August, a lot of them you look at, I tie a fly similar like this one, and I match the size of the fly really to the hoppers that are around. So they're seeing the same thing. They're not seeing some abnormality out there.
Yeah, and there's some hoppers that are giant out there.
And there's some that are very small too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got all kinds. Yeah, but I like it. I like it with more flotation. I saw it the other way, and I said, you know, why do it that way? Why do you have to? This is going to work, and then you do the wrap of the foam underneath, and you compress it, then you cut down about half of the flotation ability, and so. You know, you can cut you don't have to stick with tan and brown. There's a lot of different color combinations that you can do with this.
I've tied them with green underneath and brown, the tan on top. It seems to work pretty good.
Yeah, and I wondered about yellows.
I would think so. I would keep it on top versus underneath.
Yeah. Whoop, I thought I lost my camera for a minute. I'm going to stop sharing here and go back.
Well, here's one with pink, which it looks very good, I think.
Yeah, that looks great.
So one of the other things that I had, I saw another variation of this fly. I was fishing with a guide, and all the guides were using them out there on the middle branch of the Flathead River, south of Glacier National Park.
Yeah.
And something called a Jake's trigger belly. And it was basically the same fly, but instead of all of the dubbing down here, it just had a flash underneath there. It was wrapped of a tinsel or flashaboo or something like this. The one I was using was red, and it only had one of these wings there. It just had the front wing. But it was basically the same fly, and I had a great day. Caught a bunch of cutthroats up to about 16 inches. It was fun.
Yeah, it sounded like just like a hippie stomper has that
hippie stomper
underneath.
Yeah, they tie hippie stompers in every color foam available.
Yeah, the hippie stomper has a lot of hackle in the front, though, doesn't it?
Yes, it has hackle.
This had no hackle. It was very similar to this fly here.
No, then again, the hippie stomper had the flash wrapped around the hook.
Yeah, right.
That's the similarity.
Yeah.
And that stream you're fishing out there, Peter, that's such fast, full water that it's going, and they got one chance to hit it or not, and they're going to get it. They're going to get it.
I was there in September, and the water was low, and everybody complaining was going so slow. We still caught some fish.
It rolls pretty good out there.
Yeah, well, it wasn't rolling that day. All the guys were complaining that they didn't have any rain for that. This was 7 years ago or something like this.
Yeah.
Just hit it the wrong time.
Always, you should have been here yesterday.
Yeah.
While we were talking about size of hoppers, I was once down with my wife. We were walking through one of the tourist areas in the Everglades, and there were these hoppers on the bushes and everything. They must have been 5 inches long.
Oh. And
of course, there are big bass out there. So I took one of these things and threw it out there. And this was really strange because, bam, a 6 or 8 pounder comes up and hits this thing. Goes down, and about 3 seconds later, guy comes back up to the surface again, and he starts wiggling away there. Bam, another one hits him. This happened like 4 times before he finally made it to the shore and let go. I didn't know whether he was letting out some sort of terrible scent or something like this, but once they hit him, they sure didn't want him.
Wow.
Oh.
But those bad
that big amazing. Fighting.
Like Ruby 5 inches long.
Fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably biting them back.
They were big, the biggest hoppers I've ever seen.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I saw them pretty big out in Colorado on the Gunnison. They were a monster amount size, and the guide handed me a hopper, and I said, "What?" He said, "Don't throw those little ones." He said, "It keeps the big ones or keeps the little ones away. You know, if you put the big ones on, the little ones don't go after it."
Well.
And it worked. It did work.
In Fox River, they'll probably be fine for the smallies.
Yep.
Yep, they're all there. They're all there. All right. Well, I'm sorry about the camera trouble.
I don't have a picture.
What's that, John?
Oh, I must have unmuted myself. I had myself muted so I wouldn't make any noise because I didn't have anything to give. It was a good night. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm sorry about all the camera troubles, but that was beyond my control. But next week I'll have this thing beat into submission, I guess, because it'll be the last
next week. I'm going to be in Disney World. I will not be.
Say hi to Mickey for me.
It'll look just like this, you know.
I don't think so.
Again. That sounds good. Well,
hey, Sunday was a good day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Gotta go.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
I hope you enjoyed yourself.
We are still on live for April.
Well, it's at this moment, yes, but there's the latest I've heard is there's a different COVID strain coming, and you don't know. You know, we got a month to wait and see if it happens. I'm going to try my best to do it live.
I got a quick question. If we do, are we thinking about having a picnic again this year?
Yes, a May picnic, but I think I won't till I want to do it late in May so we don't freeze our butts off.
Makes sense.
It's what we've usually done.
Only the Hardy.
Yeah, it was the Hardy Boys picnic. It's been cold every time.
Yeah.
Hardy.
How are the fish? Have the trout been doing okay in Fox Bluff?
We haven't stocked much in there in 2 years, Denny. So
okay.
Of course,
somebody caught a big one there in the summertime.
Yeah, 12-incher, but we haven't been able to restock. Nothing got restocked last year. The year before last, a few.
Yeah.
And this year, and we're only going to get one. Looks like one tank is going to be available for stocking from Beth's group, and I don't know how much we're going to get out of that. So I don't know how else to get more fish. Every time it turns around, we've got sabotage or we've got problems and fish are dying. We're going to work on it hard next year to make sure we get some stocking. I think it's just impossible to get everybody to have fish every time. I think we're going to scatter more tanks. You know, we get 4 or 5 different tanks. Maybe we've got more chances, and not put so much in Belvedere.
Yeah,
because it's failed several years. So I'm going to rely on the small tanks, and we're going to have to use some of our money that we do from the conservation raffle to buy some more trout in the classroom tanks and see if we can get some more sites going, because I think we can use it. We have more chance to get fish in there. And I know they're anxious to have fish in there.
So a lot of work.
They want them.
A lot of work was put in that.
Yeah. Oh, they want the fish. They want the fish to be there. They really do. They think that's cool, and I do too. So, coming up, guys, if you get out there, if you get out to Fox Bluff this spring, take a look just at the wildflowers, if nothing else. We're going to get out there sooner or later and take a look at it and see what we need to do for a little bit of work out there and get it back in shape every spring before we put fish in, of course. And that'll be in May. So we'll keep a looking for it. And in the meantime, take a look again at the prizes on the website and buy some tickets and support it. And I think we can get more fish into it if we get more teachers involved. And I hope we can work on that next year. I know we can add one more for sure. She wants to be back. So I'm hoping for 4 tanks and maybe a 5th one if we can get it. But I'm worried about high schools. I like middle schools. The kids don't sabotage things. And I think we had a problem this year. So next week is the last one, that stimulator and the Queen of Waters. Mark is going to talk me through that one. I hope that's his favorite fly out there. One. Very simple. Stimulator might be more difficult, but we'll get through that. So
all right,
I hope you all had a good night. I will make sure this camera is working an hour before next time and beat it into submission. And then I think we're going to crash it and buy a new one for the next year if we do this, because that thing's unreliable. It works beautifully when it works, but it's temperamental, and we don't need that. And it's definitely some microchip in there that's loose, because as soon as you bang it, it starts working.
Well, maybe at the picnic we can do a sacrifice on a computer.
Sacrifice the camera.
I've been wanting to do that for a while.
I'd like it. Tonight I'd do that pretty quickly.
All right. Take care, everybody.
All right.
See you all.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks, Jerry. Have a good night, everybody.
Night.
Goodbye, everybody.
See you next week.